rising as the exit polls were predicting the win of Congress, but the BJP has been leading as per the Election Commission of India data. Today with us, we have Arun Pannalal, the National President of Sarv Dal. Let's talk to him to understand more about the Chhattisgarh elections. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you tell us what exactly happened on ground and how the exit polls, the predictions changed in the end moment?
Yes. I mean, it's not surprising in the first hand because in 2018 we had totally supported the Christian community in Chhattisgarh. They had en masse supported the Congress party, and they got 72 seats. And I again assert my claim that the Christian population in Chhattisgarh is well above 20%. So that is the demographic dynamics we have in Chhattisgarh at present. And that time, en masse, we voted for Congress, and Congress got 72 seats. But it was a very sorry state of affairs that 4 of our pastors were killed, they were shot dead, and so many graves were dug open, and Christians were thrown on the streets. Their houses and churches were looted. We saw 2 riots against Christians, and we accuse that all this was instigated and done by the Congress party, and we have sufficient proofs on that. The CM, on the other hand, because he was trying to peddle a soft Hindutva state so that Hindu votes are productized or precipitated in favor of the Congress. That was the idea by which he started troubling the Christian people over here. That was how the persecution started. And then we had no place to go. The police was not working, the courts were not working, the administration was not working, the political force was totally against us. So we felt, the Christian community in Chhattisgarh felt that now we have been cornered, we have been trapped in a wild trap. And that was the whole reason that we rebelled. Because going towards BJP is certainly not fruitful for us. Going towards Congress, we have been their slaves for the last 75 years, and these are the days which we saw. So these were the reasons that we created our own party, and that was known as the Sarv Dal. And that party got only 15 days to work after after the declaration of the elections. So in such a short time, we were able to field 11 candidates. We had a plan to field 26, but we could not. And so overall, we were able to create an atmosphere that all Christian vote precipitated, amalgamated against the Congress. So we sort of walked out of Congress, and the results are there to see that Congress has lost about 35 seats.
Yeah.
So indirectly, we can say that the Christian community holds sway on 35 seats in Chhattisgarh.
So, sir, according to you, the role played by Christian community here also divided the vote share of Congress, and did it help the vote share of BJP? Like, because the votes got divided, by any chance did it help the BJP?
No, I'll just try to correct you over here. We have only walked out of Congress. So Congress vote share has dwindled. But none of our people have voted for the BJP. That's very clear. And we cannot be so fast to be convinced that BJP is a very good party for us. So these are the dynamics over at the ground. So we have not voted for Congress, but of course, we have walked out of Congress. And then most of the people have voted, they have either voted to us or through the third available party, whatever was there. And even some people have gone to have opted for Nota. So that was the scenario. Because we had the mense, the thought of the people was to go against Congress, and they wanted to vote for our party, Sarv Dal, but we didn't have the proper pipeline to garner those votes because we could not conduct our field staff over there, the voting booth committees and all that we could not make in 15 days. So angst was there, the anger was there. But then that did not get converted into votes. But certainly it damaged the Congress party very severely. And it's time that now Congress will have to pull up its socks.
Yeah. Also, so here the BJP in Chhattisgarh had spoken a lot about the corruption of the Chief Minister Bhupesh Bagal. Though his welfare schemes were quite popular among the people. So, can you tell us about the campaigns of BJP as well? Like, why? What exactly happened with the prediction of the exit polls? Because in Chhattisgarh, tough competition was expected between, BJP and Congress. but also the allegations played a role, or what exactly worked in favor of BJP?
Yes, I mean that certainly other issues did play a role. I mean, but then there was a lot of infighting within the Congress itself. That was one of the reasons because the dictatorial approach of our past CM that played effect into their own party, and there was nobody to listen. None of the systems were working, and whenever there was a persecution on us, or whenever there was a corruption matter, or whenever there were small issues, we had to directly go only to the CM because all the cabinet ministers they were not given any powers. Then we didn't have any channel to approach the authorities. We could not talk to the collector. We could not. This angst was coming up very. It was very vivid. It was easily available. It was even most of the cabinet ministers did complain that we have got absolutely no power. We cannot address anything. We cannot talk to the SP. And this is what I have faced in Bastar, because that is the area where we have been working very deeply for the last around 25 years. I mean, the polity over there, the political people, they were also very much angry that they can't even talk to the SP. So they had to go and make a dharna in front of those ASIs. I mean, that was the level of degradation within the Congress party, within the Congress leaders. So that was one of the reasons. Then corruption was also a very huge issue over here, because this was even, I mean, the media nicknamed this Congress party in Chhattisgarh as an ATM of Congress. I mean, so huge amount of funds are flowing out of our state. So this was visible, and people were angry about these things. Because I'll just give you one or two simple examples. Whenever there was some sort of a mishap or something in UP or any other state, immediately, or Bihar or Rajasthan, our chief minister used to rush and give them 1 or 2 crore rupees uh, as compensation. But whereas when people died in our own place, we didn't have a penny's worth of compensation being given to our people over here. I mean, two major riots have taken place, one against the Muslims, another against the Christians. And all these riots, no compensation was given. They were dying on the streets. Yahan tak ki the situation was that they didn't have water to drink. They were chosen out of their villages, and they were drinking water from the gutters. I mean, those videos went viral. And then we had to collect money on our own ends of take donations, and then we started constructing tube wells so that at least our people could have a clean drinking water. So that was the level of absolutely lawlessness was there. There was no system that was working. The collectors and the SPs had become so arrogant that they were even threatening to kill us. Even on the date of voting, we suffered a lot of threats. And we also suffered a huge attack on our community as well. And that is also after a threat of the Congress candidate. In Chitrakoot, I'll name them. I dare to name them. In Chitrakoot, the PCC chief, he was standing for the elections over there, and he threatened us that if you don't vote for Congress, I will show you what I can do. These were his words. And I will take this thing to the National Human Rights Commission, though Election Commission has not taken cognizance of this allegation. And then after 4 or 5 days after the election, an attack has taken place, and 25 acres of my Christian land, people whose land they had collected paddy, it was all harvested by force. And a police force of more than 700 people and 700 policemen. They encircled the house of that farmer and didn't allow him to go out to protect his own fields. This was the level of atrocities that has been committed. And this is not only against the Christian community, this has happened also in the tribal belts. So the tribals are deeply angry about all these things which has been happening. So now there is a wave which is going around in tribal belts that the religion is playing a big role. He is trying to force Hindutva upon the tribals. Tribals are not accepting the enforced Hindutva upon them. And so there is the undercurrent is there. They believe that we are an independent religion. And then another point, what I am raising out here is, as per Article 25 of the Indian Constitution, anybody is free to adopt any religion. Once a tribal adopts a Hindu religion, there is no persecution against him. But the moment any tribal he adopts a Christian religion, there is a lot of trouble, a lot of persecution, a lot of threats, a lot of attacks upon them. So these type of things, even the tribals did not like them. And I'll give you one exact example. One of the church was ordered to be burnt down The police themselves were so much, and we have reported that to the Human Rights Commission, and the police inspector over there, he was very keen to see that the churches burned down. So he called the villagers and told them, please go and burn down the churches, and they refused. They said, no, they have got their own faith, we have got our faith, we will not burn the church. Then that inspector went himself with his two constables in the death of the night at around 2 a.m. He burned the church himself. This was the level of atrocities. What was the, I mean, reason for a policeman to act in such a manner? We have made complaints, and because everything was taken over by the state machinery, our complaints reached nowhere. Human Rights Commission in the state is absolutely is a debunked organization that has done nothing whatsoever to allay our fears or address our communities. The same thing was with the Minorities Commission. In Minorities Commission, we don't even have a Christian member in the Minority Commission. This has happened first time in 75 years. So all this angst was there. This anger was there. I mean, how can Christians tolerate being 24% and yet we don't have a member even in the Minority Commission? So these things all swelled up, and they sort of snowballed into this opposition, what you are seeing now on the screens and the results of the election.
So as like you're mentioning, the results is also pointing towards BJP's win clearly in the state. So do you think once the BJP comes to power, will it solve or at least reduce the crime against the persecution against Christian minorities and also tribals? Like you mentioned that tribals, if they convert to Hindu religion, the persecution will be not be so much as it is when they are in the Christian community. But we have seen in the past in BJP ruled states, be it Uttar Pradesh or other states, that persecution against Hindus who are from marginal backgrounds, be it Dalits, tribals, it's not as good as well. So what are your expectations when if the BJP comes to power in Chhattisgarh, and overall about the people as well, if you could tell us what's the policy of the people?
There are no ifs in what I was saying. BJP has some power in Chhattisgarh. That is a clear indication. And we are working on a particular strategy. And that strategy is that we have to precipitate our own votes. We have to unite our Christian votes and then show them the power and bargain with the party. And bargain with the party on policy issues, not on free buys, that you give us so much of land or give us money or these things. This is not the bargaining point which we are going to go in for. We are going to bargain on the policy issues which are already sounded to the past chief minister and their high-level party which had contacted me before the election. So I have made it very clear that in this religious conversion issues, you need a relook. You cannot just walk into our churches and keep on beating us, one thing, because and these things I have put them and they were quite open. And they made some allegations against us that yes, your conversion issue is yes, whatever, if there is a mistake on our side, we would like to listen to it, understand this, and address them. And when that correction has to take place, the course correction has to take place. The issues have to be diluted from your end. You cannot just go walking into our churches and start beating us. And all these things we have already talked. And I have got some assurances from the high-level committee of the BJP. Yes, that there will be a relook. So this is our strategy. This is the policy what we are working on. We firmly believe that we have been trying to, a free rolling car, we have been trying to push and pull and stop it. This is not going to work. We have to enter the car and apply the brakes. This is what we are working upon. And I think once this Christian community comes together, first of all, the Catholics and Protestants never used to come together. This is the first time, not the first time, rather in 2018 also we came together. We discussed the issues and we went into yes, we went into an understanding that we have to support the Congress. And this time also we went into an understanding that this time we don't have to support the Congress. So now the community, the Christian community is awakening, and the results will be there. We have got a bargaining power. We have got 24% of the votes, though they have not been able to get united at the moment. But slowly this will keep on building, and then we will be we will try to discuss about the policy issues. We will bargain on the policy issues. What is your policy of a Hindutva nation? where Christian community will stand once you form a Hindu nation,
Hmm.
and how you are breaking down all the systems of constitutional authority institutions are being broken down. All these are the issues which we will be bargaining. But first, our bargaining point is our votes. If you bring our votes onto one table and then bargain with them, see, you remove this thing, you strengthen our constitutional institutions, and these votes are yours. This is our ultimate aim. And if they don't go with they don't try, I mean, bargain with us or don't try to settle anything with us, of course, then we will be left with no option but to again go back to the Congress and then try to use pressure within the Congress. See, now you have done all these mistakes. So it is a very free society at the moment.
Hmm.
It is just floating from this side to that side. Wherever we get proper anchor, we will be anchoring ourselves.
Right. So, as like you are mentioning, that if this government, if the when the BJP government comes to power and if it doesn't deliver into the results, then you will obviously in the next elections, the people will again change the government, and there might be chances that Congress will come. But so, what about the upcoming 2024 Lok Sabha elections? Like, how is it going
Yes,
to take forward?
we are
Yeah.
very strongly discussing upon those things,
Hmm.
and a lot of meetings are being taken place amongst the elite and the clergy and the people who have intelligentsia within our community, that of what is the option, what we have to do.
Yeah.
At the moment, we have not formed any opinion, and we were all waiting for the results of this particular election, and people are happy that Christian community has now realized its strength. We will try to use this strength in the Lok Sabha election as well, for the betterment of our community, for peace within communities. That is our first objective.
Hmm.
So we will be working on that things. At the moment, no decision has been taken place, but of course, we will make our presence felt in the Lok Sabha elections from Chhattisgarh. There are 11 seats over here, and yes, we can affect almost all the seats in Chhattisgarh. Lok
Okay.
Sabha seats, I mean, parliamentary seats.
Yes. Also, sir, in the initial, you had mentioned that Chhattisgarh has been available to the neighboring states whenever they were in need of that. Now, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan also is being swept away by BJP. In Madhya Pradesh, BJP has already 166 seats, which is more than the majority mark. And in Rajasthan, BJP has 114 seats. So, do you think that with the central government, at least as of now, BJP being in power, and in Madhya Pradesh as well as Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, if BJP comes to power, like when BJP comes to power, it will help Chhattisgarh as to come forward. Like, will it help the state's policies?
See, now try to get these things very clear. I address this also to my audiences. In 2018, there was a sweeping majority for the Congress, okay,
Hmm.
in the assembly elections. Immediately after that, the parliamentary elections took place, Lok Sabha, and all the 11 seats went to the BJP.
Yeah.
So, what's going to happen in the parliamentary elections? Nobody can predict. What's going to happen in the? We have already seen in the assembly elections, there has been a one side tilt, one side wave in the favor of BJP, but they cannot be complacent. BJP cannot be complacent in thinking that yes, because now we have one assembly, so the Lok Sabha is ours. People are very much alert, aware.
Hmm.
National issues are different. We see that the constitutional institutions are being slowly dug into. They are being crumbled. So these are the issues. There won't be any local issue for the Lok Sabha that
Yeah.
somebody is beating us, or we don't have water, or we
Hmm.
don't have grains, or there's corruption. These are not the issues that will be there in the Lok Sabha
Hmm.
elections. Our issues will be of much more wider nature over there. So those are the issues. The first and foremost thing is breaking down of the constitutional institutions, which worries us. Then second part which worries us is what is our place in a Hindutva nation which it comes up. That they will have to define to us, and if we are happy with that particular space what is being given to our community, it's okay, we go with them. And if that space is not very clear with us, okay, then we go with the Congress. I mean, that's very clear. And of course, the Congress will have to mend its ways. There's a type of their behavior which we have been witnessing, that arrogance is so limitless, so high. Even a small office bearer, he does not talk in a proper way, and all these things they will have to bend, and the high command will have to address our issues properly. Even we are very much dissatisfied, and sorry to say, but we are very sad with the working of the high command of the Congress party. They will have to, I mean, just reframe everything. They will have to talk to us. There is no channel where we can talk to our higher ups. All we can do is talk to some Tushpunja Necha out here, talk to some low level. Then he will put our talks over there. Then that fellow will put the all talks to the other things. So that communication gap is very wide. What is actually happening in the ground never reaches. We have been trying to meet Rahul Gandhi for the last 3 years. After 35, giving 35 seats, our delegation could not meet him. What more is there to say for us? We could not meet even the chief minister. The chief minister never gave us a time to meet us. Only one meeting in 25 years for it, and that too from the high command. They had sent a person over there, so he made sort of some selection. He collected 2 people from New Delhi, some people from Odisha, and then made a delegation and took it to the CM. So these type of, I mean, powder coating works is not going to work out. This type of cosmetic work, because actually, jab tak ki the leadership on the ground, they are discussed and talked and taken into confidence, Congress may as well forget Chhattisgarh forever. I mean, there is no reason why we should be again going for Congress. And if we see these type of changes, we see such differences in their approach, then of course we are open. But if this is the same way, if they are going to go ahead with it, I'm afraid, I'm sorry that there's no more scope for Congress in Chhattisgarh.
Right. Right, sir. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
telling us
Thank you.
about this. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Take care.